Jamie Carragher predicts Everton versus Arsenal as injury crisis takes over. Introduction: a fixture defined by absence as much as presence. As the Premier League calendar edges toward another pivotal weekend, few fixtures carry the layered intrigue of Everton versus Arsenal. Ordinarily, meetings between the Merseyside club and the North London Giants are steeped in history, intensity, and tactical intrigue. This time, however, the build-up has been dominated by something else entirely: injuries. Former Liverpool defender and now respected pundit Jamie Carragher has weighed in on the clash, offering a prediction shaped not by form alone, but by the growing injury crisis affecting both sides, one that threatens to distort the natural balance of the contest. Carragher's assessment reflects a broader conversation sweeping through Premier League circles. How much does availability matter in a season where depth is being tested like never before? With Arsenal pushing at the top end of the table and Everton fighting to stabilize amid off-field and on-field turbulence, this fixture arrives at a moment where squad health may matter more than tactical ideals. Carragher's verdict: a prediction rooted in reality. Speaking during his weekly Premier League analysis, Jamie Carragher did not hesitate to frame Everton versus Arsenal as a game defined by who isn't available rather than who is. When you look at Arsenal, the injuries are starting to stack up in key areas. And with Everton, it's not just one or two players, it's a full-blown crisis, Carragher explained. Rather than delivering a simple scoreline prediction, Carragher focused on how the absences would shape the game, particularly Arsenal's ability to control tempo and Everton's struggle to maintain defensive organization. His ultimate prediction leaned in Arsenal's favor, but cautiously so. Arsenal still have more quality, even with injuries, but this isn't the type of game where you expect them to run away with it. Goodison Park, injuries, pressure, it all points to a tight contest. Carragher's words underscore a key theme. This is not a straightforward title challenger versus relegation threat game. Context matters. Arsenal's injury woes, depth tested at a critical moment. For much of Mikel Arteta's tenure, Arsenal's resurgence has been built on continuity, cohesion, and carefully managed minutes. This season, however, that formula is under strain. Key Arsenal absentees and doubts. Arsenal's injury list has grown steadily, affecting multiple lines of the pitch. Defensive concerns. Rotation options at fullback and center-back have been limited, forcing Arteta to lean heavily on a small core of players. Midfield fatigue. With certain midfielders either sidelined or returning from knocks, Arsenal's ability to dominate possession for 90 minutes has waned. Attacking disruptions. Injuries to wide players have reduced Arsenal's explosiveness and limited Arteta's tactical flexibility. Carragher highlighted this as a crucial factor. Arsenal are still very good, but you can see the fatigue. When injuries hit, suddenly the press drops, the sharpness goes, and that's when away games like Everton become dangerous. Everton's injury crisis, a season-long struggle, intensifies. If Arsenal's injury list is inconvenient, Everton's is crippling. The Merseyside club have endured a relentless cycle of setbacks, with players returning only for others to break down. For a squad already lacking depth, this has been devastating. Defensive instability. Everton's defensive structure has been repeatedly compromised. Center-back partnerships have changed week to week. Fullbacks have been deployed out of position. Midfielders have been asked to cover defensively, leaving gaps elsewhere. Carragher, who knows Goodison Park intimately, emphasized how this affects confidence. When you're constantly changing the backline, it doesn't matter how hard you work, you lose that understanding. And against a team like Arsenal, that's dangerous. Attacking limitations. Everton's attacking issues have been magnified by injuries. Reduced pace on the counterattack, fewer aerial threats, limited options from the bench. As a result, Everton have often been forced into a reactive, survival-based approach. Goodison Park factor. Why Carragher still sees a test for Arsenal. Despite Everton's problems, Carragher was quick to warn against underestimating the venue. Goodison Park, especially in high-pressure matches, has a reputation for amplifying emotion. When injuries strip away quality, emotion often becomes the equalizer. Goodison can drag a performance out of players. Arsenal will know that even an injured Everton side can make this uncomfortable. The early stages of the match, Carragher suggested, will be critical. If Everton can keep the scoreline level into the second half, crowd influence could shift momentum. Tactical implications. How injuries shape the game plan. Arsenal's approach. With limited rotation options, Arsenal are likely to prioritize control over chaos, avoid high-risk pressing for extended periods, use patient build-up rather than relentless tempo. Arteta's challenge will be balancing game management with the need to assert dominance. Everton's likely strategy. Everton, constrained by injuries, are expected to sit deep in compact blocks, target set pieces aggressively, exploit transitions rather than sustain possession. Carragher believes Everton's best hope lies in moments rather than patterns. Mental and physical fatigue, the hidden cost of injuries. Beyond tactics, injuries carry a psychological toll. For Arsenal, the pressure of maintaining a title push with a shrinking squad can lead to hesitation. For Everton, constant injury disruptions can erode belief. Carragher noted, when you're constantly missing players, you stop thinking about winning and start thinking about surviving. This mindset, he argued, explains why Everton matches often feel chaotic late on. Arsenal's title ambitions under the microscope. Every dropped point now carries greater weight for Arsenal. Carragher was clear that games like Everton away where titles are tested. Champions don't always play well, they win when it's ugly.
However, injuries complicate that equation. Without full-strength options, Arsenal must rely on discipline, structure, and marginal gains. Everton's bigger picture, survival mode, intensifies. For Everton, the match represents more than 3 points. It is another chapter in a season defined by adversity. Carragher sympathized with the situation. This is one of the toughest periods Everton has faced in years. Injuries, pressure, uncertainty, it's relentless. A positive result, even a draw, can provide psychological relief. Carragher's final prediction explained. Rather than offering a sensational headline scoreline, Carragher's prediction was measured. Arsenal to edge it narrowly. Low margin, high tension. Injuries preventing dominance. He summarized. Arsenal have just enough, but don't expect fluency. This will be about moments, not patterns. What this match symbolizes in the modern Premier League. Everton versus Arsenal, through Carragher's lens, reflects a broader Premier League reality. Squad depth is no longer a luxury, it's essential. Injuries can neutralize tactical superiority. Away wins in hostile environments define elite teams. As schedules grow denser and intensity increases, injury management has become as important as tactics. Conclusion, a prediction shaped by absence, not fear. Jamie Carragher's prediction for Everton versus Arsenal is not built on reputation or league position alone. It is grounded in the brutal realities of injuries, fatigue, and context. Arsenal may still leave Goodison Park with 3 points, but not with a test of character. Everton may be weakened, but not with resistance. In a season where margins are razor thin, this fixture stands as a reminder that in the Premier League, who is missing can matter more than who is playing. And as Carragher suggests, when injury crises take over, football becomes less about perfection and more about survival.